Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for episodes 1 and 2 of Citrus, and I have said it much before, many times before, but your boy loves shoujo ai. Your boy loves monster girls, your boy also loves shoujo ai. I'm a big fan of the Yuri. I don't know what it is. I guess, besides the whole click yes lewd aspect, I kind of got into the Yuri shoujo ai romance sort of thing with Yuri Kuma Arashi, which I thought was going to be a bad show, and then I watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is the show actually made me not only like shoujo ai but like romance in general. And ever since then I've actually liked a lot of shoujo ai, a lot of Yuri romance stuff. So yeah, this is kind of in my wheelhouse. Not really the sort of thing I've reviewed often or much at all really before. But I thought it'd be interesting to give this a shot. I'm reviewing this season, also Mitsuboshi Colors, which will be a comedy, and then Kokoku, which is kind of an action-y, sci-fi sort of deal. So I feel like between the three of these shows, I'm covering a lot of different genres. I feel like it makes this season for reviews for me a bit more dynamic. So either way, let's talk about this. The opening has a badass song, actually. The opening I like a whole hell of a lot. Actually, is this the show? Is this the one that the opening is by NaNoWriMo? Man, I'm sorry my memory's fading, but I just watched the premieres for 19 shows, obviously, so I'm a little bit getting some details confused here and there sometimes. But yeah, this is the one by NaNoWriMo, right? I love their songs. So yeah, I love the opening song and the lewd visuals with it. Even though maybe a little bit early to see that, but I'll explain that more when I talk about episode 1. So yeah, I think it looks like it's going to have a good overall story with love and also friendship. So either way, let's talk about episode 1 first. Starting with episode 1, Yuzu is a girl who hangs out with a bunch of slutbag gyarus, and is doing saying she does lewd things, though she doesn't really do them, to try to be a cool hip high school girl. But either way, her mom gets remarried, so she has to go to a new strict all-girl school, and she has troubles when she gets there dealing with is she the class president, the student council president? I don't know what May is. I guess she's like the student council president, I think. But either way, she has troubles with her, but then comes home to find out that May is actually her new sister. And also that they're filthy rich, because her dad is not only filthy rich, but her grandfather owns the school, basically, and is also filthy rich. During the course of the episode, huge negative, there was this NTR bullshit with the teacher. Was not into this. No need for this. We didn't need it to be good at all. And then another thing that I was like really pissed off about, that I was like, I think this show has so much potential, an incredible amount of potential, but it pissed me off too, is we have their first kiss in the first episode, and it's definitely not romantic. And it just made me think, okay, seeing it this early in a way that's basically just for fan service, it kind of takes away from when you see them get physical later on, when it's actually romantic. So I think that, I don't know, the NTR, that ruined the episode for me a little bit. Like, everything was so good and had so much potential, and then that NTR just had me like, no, please, do not turn into Netsuzo Trap. Please do not do this to me. Netsuzo Trap was alright for what it was, but in general, wasn't what it could have been. So please, no NTR, please. Not again. Especially the character designs are not that dissimilar either. Except the character designs in this look better than Netsuzo Trap. But the character designs don't look that much different, so I was like, please no repeat of that. But yeah, I thought everything else was alright. All's well that ends well, because episode 2 dealt with a lot of the problems I had with episode 1, which if I had just reviewed this straight away without seeing episode 2, might have given it a lower score. But then episode 2 pretty much solved all the problems I had with episode 1. Except for the whole getting physical with one another coming a little bit too soon, maybe a little bit too fan servicey, too early, maybe. Maybe save the fan service for later on in the series, or balance it a bit. I don't know. But for episode 1, I'd give it 7 Inseki kisses out of 10. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. Now let's talk about episode 2 a little bit. I was audibly cheering, well, maybe not in my heart, I was cheering, save her Yuzucchi, all through episode 2. So, basically, Yuzu gets the teacher fired. And I was very happy with that. Super happy with how that worked out. Because if that story would have dragged on more than a couple of episodes, that would have been a pain of a subplot to slog through. And also, it's kind of realistic that you find out the teacher is getting kind of all up on the student, that they would just be ousted. That makes sense logically, so I'm kind of glad that happened the way it did. So basically, in addition to getting the teacher fired, Yuzu also kind of messes up a little bit. She gets basically Mei out of her house, going back to live with her grandfather, and she gets herself expelled, kind of basically. So, and she also makes her grandfather hate her. So yeah, Yuzuchi not doing the best job of saving her, but save her Yuzuchi. Basically, Mei wants to be saved. She wants Yuzuchi to come save her from her grandfather's and get her to come live back, but Yuzu can't quite, she can't quite reciprocate those feelings properly yet. But she does love her. She definitely loves her. She realizes at the end of the episode she loves her. Also, the best friend is a good character. I don't even know her name, but the new friend that Yuzu made, I actually like that character a bit. So is the mom. The mom is a good character. Yeah, basically, some thoughts. Can't wait for Mei to fall in love with Yuzu. Yes, please, I want this to happen. And also for Yuzu to save Mei, because save her Yuzuchi, please. I loved this episode. I loved episode 2 so much. Where episode 1 was like potential, but then the NTR holding me back. This was like, okay, no NTR holding me back, just full-on potential, so good. And I think it was good because I got so invested. And even if something's not the best quality-wise, to me it's the best when you get your audience to feel something. Not just cheap, sad scenes, but real connection. And I felt a real connection. I was cheering for a character to do well, and when you're cheering for the main character to succeed, that means they're a good main character. But yeah, loved the episode. I was so happy the teacher BS wasn't drawn out, because like I said, imagine that whole teacher subplot going on for like 8 episodes. Oh my god, no, that would be way too long. Even 4 episodes, I would have been like, no. So just the stuff they did over the course with 2 episodes of it, would I have preferred it wasn't in there at all? Yeah, I don't think it served a whole hell of a ton of points. They could have done something else to get the same results that would have been better and more unique, maybe. But either way, I'm just happy it wasn't drawn out. I'm just happy I'm still not dealing with it. That it's just over in 2 episodes and I can look forward to the rest of the series without it. The fan service I mentioned when I talked about episode 1, maybe a bit too early, maybe a bit too needless. Like when they're on the bed and stuff, they could have done without the fan servicey aspect and just had Yuzu hug her and say, "It's alright, I'm here for you now," and yes, and save her. But yeah, I loved it. 8.5 mansions out of 10. I loved this episode. So yeah, I really enjoyed this show a lot. The first episode got me to feel a lot, even though it wasn't all positive. And the second episode got me to feel a lot as well, mostly positive. So I'm happy for this, because I think we're going to be in for some sad backstories, some feelsy stuff, some friendship going on with this other girl that's in all the opening stuff, and with the one friend that Yuzu made at the school. I think we're in for a lot of great stuff. So yeah, either way, hope you enjoyed the video, the review. Like if you did like the review, comment on there, tell me what you thought of these episodes, what you thought of my thoughts on them. Subscribe, I guess, for more of this, Kokoku and Mitsuboshi Colors, and a bunch of other stuff on the channel, like a serious ton of stuff. Follow on Twitter if you want, I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. If you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.